It was supposed to be a peaceful weekend getaway. 3 days at the Banff Springs Hotel, a historic landmark nestled in the Rocky Mountains. Emma wasn't exactly the ghost story type. She worked in finance, didn't believe in the supernatural, and chose the hotel purely for its luxury and spa. But by the end of the first night, she would be questioning everything she thought was real. Emma noticed the room number as she stepped inside. 873. She didn't think much of it. The hallway had felt a little off, dimmer than the others, but she brushed it off as jet lag. She took a long bath, read for a bit, and turned off the lights just before midnight. That's when the temperature dropped. She woke up freezing. The room was icy cold, even though the thermostat read 22 degrees Celsius. Confused, she got up to check the windows. They were locked tight. No drafts. As she turned around, she saw handprints pressed against the inside of the bathroom mirror. Small, almost childlike. She stood frozen, staring at the foggy glass. They hadn't been there earlier, and she was alone. Emma asked the front desk the next morning if housekeeping had been in her room. The clerk raised an eyebrow. "No, ma'am, no one's entered room 873 since you checked in." She tried to laugh it off. Maybe it was steam from her own shower. Maybe it was nothing. Still, something felt wrong. That night, she locked the door, left the bathroom light on, and tried to sleep. She wouldn't. She woke around 3 in the morning. A soft sound echoed through the room. Tap, tap, tap. It came from the bathroom. 3 soft knocks. Emma sat up, heart racing. She walked toward the door, whispering, "Hello?" Nothing. She pushed it open. The handprints were back, only now they were smeared down the mirror, like someone had slid down the glass. And the air? It reeked of something metallic, something sharp. Blood. Emma requested a new room the next morning. The hotel agreed without hesitation, but the new room was on a different floor. And as she left, she noticed something strange. There was no room 873 listed on the hotel map, only 871 and 875. Something about the room haunted her, even in daylight. She needed to know why. So she did what she always did when something didn't make sense. She researched. She found a local newspaper from the 1970s. Family murdered in hotel room. Man kills wife and child, takes own life. The room number, 873. According to the article, the hotel had quietly tried to erase the tragedy. They sealed the room, rebuilt the wall, painted over the number. But guests kept experiencing things, so they opened the room again, thinking maybe the renovations helped. But the hauntings only got worse. Emma returned one last time before checking out. She stood in front of where she now knew room 873 had been. And in the silence, she swore she heard something, a child's voice, whispering, right behind the wall. Ellen had only been in the apartment for 6 days when she first heard it. It was just after 2:30 a.m., and the wind outside howled like it was alive. She lay awake on the lumpy mattress, listening. The sound was faint, barely audible over the old radiator's hiss. But it was there. Metallic, precise, coming from the kitchen sink. She held her breath. It didn't stop. Ellen sat up slowly, staring into the darkness of the narrow hallway. Her phone said 2:37. She crept toward the kitchen, her bare feet freezing against the tile floor. As she flicked on the light, the noise stopped. The silence hit her like a slap. She leaned over the sink, heart pounding, empty, except for a long black scratch across the bottom of the basin. Thin, jagged, like it had been carved from below. She told herself it was rust, or an old scratch. But it hadn't been there before. She would have seen it. The next night, she tried to ignore it. The tapping started again, 2:33 a.m. She stuffed a towel into the drain, turned on the radio, and covered her head with a pillow. It didn't help. The third night it changed. It wasn't tapping anymore. It was scratching. She sat up in bed, her entire body tense, listening as the sound moved from the sink to the floor, then, slowly, toward her room. The hallway light flickered. Ellen didn't scream. She couldn't. Her throat had closed up. She just stared at the bedroom door, praying she had locked it. Then came the sound she would never forget. Knuckles on wood. Something was knocking on her bedroom door from the inside of the apartment. She moved out that morning, didn't even take her clothes, just drove away. The landlord texted her 2 weeks later, asked if she'd left some kind of animal in the drain. A plumber had gone to check the pipes. They never found him.